If you're someone who is newly introduced to this tool called Navisworks and you're finding it difficult to understand its different file formats such as NWC, NWF or NWD, and you really wish if somebody could break this down for you, then yes, this video is for you. In the first place, I want to tell you why we need tools such as Navisworks. So starting with point number 1, the file sizes of these model authoring tools such as Revit, Civil 3D or InfraWorks is very high, and it ultimately requires high-end hardware configuration to operate. By the way, I'm not going to name every model authoring tool in this video. Instead, I'll collectively label them as or call them Revit for my convenience. I hope you understand. Let's proceed further. Point number 2. Revit is a robust software, but it is not designed to do detailed analysis and it has its own limitations. Point number 3. In the construction industry, there are professionals from different backgrounds and varied roles, and it is not really necessary for everybody or everyone to learn tools such as Revit because Revit has a steep learning curve. In this situation, we need a middle ground. Autodesk has designed Navisworks to perform detailed analysis, be it clash detection, quantity takeoff, simulation, model review, and so on. And moreover, Navisworks does not require any high-end computer configuration, hardware configuration to operate, and it is fairly easy to learn, or it does not have a steep learning curve. Now I think we're good to discuss the different file formats. I'll share my screen and do some scribbling. Let's see if that helps. Now let's discuss the different file formats, starting with NWC. NWC is a cache file and it is used to store the lightweight version of the 3D model. It contains geometry and its properties from the original Revit model. NWC is an export file format and it is exported from Revit or any other model authoring tools. We must know that NWC file only works as a source file or a reference file. So I'll come to this, what I mean by a source file or a reference file. For now, let's proceed further and move towards NWF. So NWF is a Navisworks working file. All your analysis, be it clash detection, quantity takeoff, simulation or any other reviews are conducted in this file format. However, NWF files, it takes references from the NWC file for geometric information. This means NWF files are dependent on NWC files. So let me explain this further. So this is our workflow at the moment. Revit is a model authoring tool. We are doing all our modeling and feeding in all the information here in the Revit file. Next, what we are doing is we are transferring those model in a lightweight version into NWC. So next, we want to perform analysis such as quantity takeoff, clash detection, model review, simulation, but we cannot directly do that to NWC file. So what we'll do is we'll save this NWC file as NWF. We do all our analysis to this file. NWC and NWF are intertwined to each other or interlinked to each other. What I mean by that is, once you export the NWC file to a particular location with a particular name, let's say ABC is the name of the NWC file, and you save this as NWF and you start doing all your analysis. So you don't have that luxury to remove this file or move this file to another location or rename this file. So the moment you move this file, NWC file, to any other location, it will start to show error here in the NWF file. And similarly, let's say if you try to rename this file from ABC, let's say to ABCD, it will again start showing error here. So this is how these two are interlinked to each other. All the geometry related information lies with NWC. All the analysis that you're performing, all your working, the actual work that you're doing lies with NWF. I hope I simplified this. And coming to the final file format, that is NWD. NWD is a standalone file which contains all your geometry, its parameters, its properties, and all the analysis that you've done in the NWF files. So unlike NWF, unlike NWF, NWD does not rely on NWC for external references. So this file format is mostly used for sharing the outcome with the stakeholders. So this is an independent file. So to summarize, your first model authoring tool is Revit. From there we exported NWC, from which has all your geometry and metadata. From NWC we performed all the analysis in the NWF file. Once our analysis is complete, we want to share it with the other stakeholders. And like I mentioned, NWF has a limitation that it relies on NWC for geometry. We don't want to share a file in this particular situation. So what we do is we save this as NWD and the final standalone file is shared. So on that note, we've come towards the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts and thank you so much for your time. That is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one.